Hello everybody, thanks for coming by Hot Hardware to check out our review of the new iPhone 4. Let's start with a quick tour of the outside of the device. You can see the volume up and down buttons and the ringer silent button on this side. You have a standard headphone jack and the power button along the top here. On this side, that little slot there is for the SIM card. There's the power button, headphone jack again. You can see the rear camera up in the corner. The back is perfectly flat. You have microphone and speakers on the bottom and the 30-pin dock. Alright, here's what the home screen looks like. You'll notice as we click through here, the screen is very responsive to touch. Here you can see the dialer coming up, nice big buttons for the touchscreen interface. Easy to use there. And let's do a bit of web browsing. First up, let's take a look at what Hot Hardware looks like on the phone. As you can see, it comes up fairly quickly, rendering the site, I'd say, perfectly for a mobile device. Let's jump around to another site. Maybe we'll jump to Yahoo here. And that came up relatively quickly as well. We are using Wi-Fi. You can see scrolling is nice and smooth. When you rotate, you'll see that checkerboard pattern. It does need to re-render some sites, so you'll see that pattern occasionally. Rotation is nice and quick, however. Let's jump back to Hot Hardware and we'll browse around the site for another second here. And open up new pages nice and quick. Text all looks good. So it rotates quickly there. Doesn't rotate in every direction. It's not going to rotate there, but it will here. And back. Next up, we'll take a look at the iPhone 4's camera interface. It's much like the previous iPhones, but you do have some more functionality here. We'll slide the sexy HTC Incredible into the frame. Now with the iPhone 4, you have the ability to tap to focus, to digital zoom, and to alter the flash settings. You'll notice though that when you zoom in with the digital zoom, like any digital camera, it gets really hard to hold the camera perfectly still to get a great shot. But it is doable. We'll zoom into the Google logo here, give you a look at how the screen reacts to that. Alright, we'll move into to some video recording next. The interface looks basically identical to the camera interface for shooting video. At the bottom you'll have the record button. You literally just tap to start once it's focused and tap to stop. See the screen updates in almost real time. There is a little bit of a lag. Next up, we'll give you a glimpse at a couple of the apps that come on the iPhone 4. Guess we'll bring up the iPod interface first. That's what Apple's kind of famous for. Works just like previous versions, but you have your nice volume up and down buttons on the side. You can also quickly shut off your phone's ringer while you have music playing if you don't want to be interrupted. In the iPod interface, scrolling through albums is much like previous versions, but obviously with the speed and high-resolution screen of the iPhone 4, it's very responsive. Images look great. Here's a look at the camera roll, basically the photo browser, where you can take a look at the shots that you snapped, zoom in, look around. No funky rendering, just nice and smooth as you zoom. Next up, we'll do a bit of multitasking with the iPhone 4. Like previous versions, you could have music playing while you're doing something else. Here's the iPod widget running. Let's open up Pandora here, get some music coming in. So as you can see, while that's playing, we can obviously adjust some settings quickly. You've got the volume going. Let's go do some browsing. So here's Hot Hardware again. Everything stays nice and responsive. Pages open without issue. Clicking links working as it should. No problems. Now you can then, browse more apps along the bottom here. So while the Pandora is playing, we'll pause that. Still have the web page open. All of the buttons are nice and responsive to touch. So let's open up some emails here, poke around, touch the screen, zoom in and out. Everything remains nice and smooth. Screen is responsive to multi-touch even when a couple of things are open. One thing we did notice with multitasking on the iPhone is that not every app continues to completely run in the background. So we launched YouTube here and got a video coming down, jumped out to go to email. You'll notice when we go back to YouTube, the download progress hasn't increased. So it's working here, it's increasing, downloads coming. We'll switch back out, check out a web page, and if we jump back to YouTube, you'll see the progress has not moved, but it will catch up and eventually launch. It's just not collecting data, while the focus is away from the app. Another cool feature with the iPhone 4 and iOS 4 is the ability to create folders, custom folders that hold icons of your choice. All you have to do is grab an icon, drag it on top of another icon, and you'll see that it can be grouped. You can name it whatever you want. And you'll see the folder icons just have little smaller icons within them. And you just hit the home button and it'll save it. This is an easy way to declutter your home menu. If you want to keep all your internet-related apps in one folder, all your games in another, you can do it. So before we bring things to a close, we thought we'd just give you another quick tour of the device. You can see everything is nice and flat and thin. The only curves are right around the corners there. Apple definitely has the aesthetics nailed. The iPhone 4 is really gorgeous. The high-resolution screen is a definite improvement over previous iPhones. Performance is excellent with the 1 GHz A4 in there. Overall, we have to say Apple definitely has another winner on their hands. So thanks for coming by Hot Hardware. We hope you enjoyed this look at the new iPhone 4.